roll on with Big Game Breakdown, always sponsored and powered by Bet Online. Check out the bonus page at sportsbookreview.com for the latest and best offers to open a new account today. Sunday morning, 6:30 a.m. Pacific, the London game. Saints and Dolphins. Saints are 50.5 the total. Some movement on the over, which surprises me. New Orleans went straight to London after winning at Carolina. Miami traveling later in the week. And this is tough because the Dolphins, because of Irma, went out to L.A., played the Chargers, back to New York to play the Jets, and now out to London. Not a great spot. And Gase not happy with the offense, which he called garbage.
Yeah, I mean, certainly from a situational standpoint, which team is prepped and ready for this ballgame? Advantage New Orleans. That's a big part of the reason why we've seen so much money coming on the Saints this week. Saints straight to London. They won at Carolina, made the trip across the pond to the UK, and then got in their normal routine. The team had Tuesday off, back to full prep routine on Wednesday. Miami, well, some of the players flew home because they haven't been home. This is the fifth straight game. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, but later in the week for Miami, so not necessarily on their regular routine. They're not on their regular routine. Saints defensive lineman Cam Jordan talking about the effects of being in London early. Quote, "If I see beans in my breakfast again, it's not for me. You guys can keep that part. But other than that, it's been phenomenal." And again, this is a quote from Wednesday. Again, we wake up this morning and are completely focused on Miami, and our tourism part is over. Now, Drew Brees, he lost Brandon Cooks in the offseason. He lost Willie Snead the first couple of games, but hasn't mattered so far. He's got a 109.7 passer rating. That's the second best of his career through the first couple of games. 6 touchdown passes, 0 INTs. And by the way, Willie Snead comes back in the lineup this week. We'll have to see how much he gets involved in the game plan. Drew Brees, quote, "I think that's a process. That's a transition. He's been out for a little bit now. He's obviously a great element to what our offense can do. So I'm sure there will be a package of stuff. We'll be trying to build on how we've gone the last few weeks. But obviously, he can be a big part of that." Snead, not necessarily a guy to be targeting in fantasy drafts necessarily, but certainly gives that New Orleans offense one more deep play dimension against the Dolphins defense that's shown vulnerability in that regard.
Yes, they have. Now, the offense was a joke. No points and 149 total yards before the final drive against the Jets. Here's the money quote from Gase. "The last game was a disaster. It wasn't very good. We're all taking part of the blame. We all have to be better. Really, when we get into too many mental errors or it's not executed the way we think it should be, and we're just not in a good rhythm, whether it be bad play calls or we screwed something up, it's trying to get some consistency overall, the big picture of everything, and we haven't had that." There's the quote. They were better off with Matt Moore as opposed to Cutler. Here's a good test. Maybe the Saints defense is better than what we thought because they were lit up by Bradford and that explosive Vikings offense all of a sudden and Tom Brady, and they shut down Carolina last week. So we'll see how they do against this Charlie check-down offense of Miami. Ajayi is supposed to play as well. Also something to watch the Saints with Armstead and Strafe as well, that they didn't practice in the middle of the week. See if they're able to go on Sunday as well. All those things we got to watch, and we'll see how the Saints defense does. I'm surprised at the over money coming in.
Sure. Well, there are issues with the Saints defense right now. It looks like their number one pick, Marshawn Lattimore, is going to be able to play this week. He had a concussion, but the early indications are Lattimore will likely be able to suit up. Even with him, they still have cluster injuries in the secondary. But one of the surprises about the over, well, the Saints played without both their starting offensive tackles last week, and they're not necessarily a team. I don't know that either guy is going to play this week either. But the prevailing narrative in this ballgame is all about the travel spot for Miami. This is a team that's been on the road since August 24th in the preseason. They have not played at home, traveling to London a long, long way for the Miami Dolphins. The markets have reacted accordingly. We'll get back to this game when it comes to play of the day time.
Hey, guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.